Next story is about Spain. Of course, we're having a lovely genocide happening in Gaza. Just great. And more and more European countries are realizing, hey, wait a minute, this is bad. I don't want to be on the side of history that says, we totally let the genocide happen and did nothing. In Spain, which historically has been the causer of many genocides, is starting to intensify its criticism of Israel. I think they have been threatening sanctions on Israel. And now Israel's returned by saying no Spanish people are allowed to come to our country. This is by Suman Nashadam on AP News. Coming out of Madrid, Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez today on the 8th of September ratcheted up his criticism of Israel's action in the 23-month Israel-Hamas war. It's not really. It's more like Israel genocide. I don't know why we're calling it a war when one person is shooting fireworks and the other person is shooting cruise missiles. Which Israel responded by banning 2 left-wing Spanish ministers from the country.
Neighborhood.
We're shooting hospitals. They're shooting, my farmland. Sanchez made the comments while announcing a raft of measures he said his government was taking to pressure Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government to address the humanitarian crisis caused by its military in the Gaza Strip. This is not self-defense. This is not even an attack. It's the extermination of a defenseless people. It's a violation of all humanitarian laws, and despite that, the international community is failing to stop the tragedy, Sanchez said. Besides formalizing an arms embargo, which the Spanish government said has been de facto in fact since October of 2023, so 2 years, Spain will ban ships carrying fuel for Israel's armed forces from passing through Spanish ports, increasing its humanitarian aid for Gaza in 26 to reach 150 million euros, $176 million, said. The measures would need to be approved in Parliament. So that's his plan. It hasn't been passed yet, but that's what he wants to get passed in Parliament. Other steps include a pledge to increase aid for UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees. So these are people who've already escaped Gaza, known as UNRWA or UNRWA, and to oppose an embargo on goods made in Israeli settlements in the occupied Palestinian territories. So let's say you're making, knitted wool in somewhere in Gaza right now as an Israeli settler. Well, Spain is not going to be buying any of it. They're going to block all of those goods from coming into Spain. Additionally, anyone who directly participates in what Sanchez termed the genocide, okay, AP News, everyone's agreed it's a genocide. You don't have to put it in quotation marks. Everyone agrees they're committing a genocide here. It's okay to call it that.
Not everyone. AIPAC doesn't think so.
Oh, well, AIPAC isn't included since they're Israelis themselves. And Gaza would not be allowed to enter Spanish territory.
Actually not. They're American. They're American.
Yeah, sure. Netanyahu is also an American. Originally, his name isn't Netanyahu. His original name is some generic American, white American name, and they a lot of Israelis, when they, got their card to move to Israel, they changed their name to something, more fitting of the region.
Sorry to interrupt your story. Sorry.
We know that all these measures will not be enough to stop the invasion of the war or the war crimes, but we hope that they will serve to add pressure on Prime Minister Netanyahu and his government to alleviate some of the suffering that the Palestinian population is enduring, Sanchez said. Response, Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Saar said Sanchez was trying to divert attention from the corruption scandals affecting his socialist party and to characterize the Spanish government actions as anti-Semitic.
Wow.
Israeli minister says you're anti-Semitic for being against Israel. In more breaking news, the sky is blue. Saar said on Twitter Israel had banned Spain's Labor Minister Yolanda Diaz and Youth Minister Ciro Rego from traveling the country because they're petty assholes. Both belong to the government's left-wing coalition partner Sumar. Saar said the ministers would be prohibited from entering Israel because they had made statements calling Israel a genocidal state. They hurt my feelings. You're banned from the country and support efforts to sanction or boycott Israel. So much for the freedom of speech. Israel probably doesn't have freedom of speech. They're too fascist for that. Spain's government has been an outspoken critic of Israel's war in Gaza. Hey, if anyone's going to know what a genocide looked like, it's Spain, okay? I'm just saying, when Spain is like, this is a genocide, you're like, oh, maybe they're right. Maybe they know something, you know? Which began after Hamas-led militants killed around 1,200. Yeah, we know why the Gaza war happened. If you don't know why it happened, that's fine, but everyone knows why. And abducted 251 hostages. Israel offenses have killed more than 64,000 Palestinians, similar to how only 2,000 people, I'm not saying it's a small number, but only 2,000 people died in the 9/11 terror attacks, and then hundreds of thousands of Iraqis were killed, and Afghanistanians were killed in result of that. So that was worth it.
Afghanis.
Eye for 10,000 eyes. According to Gaza Health Ministry, which does not say how many were civilians or combatants. Last year, Spain joined Norway and Ireland to formally recognize as Palestine state, and was the first European country to ask the UN court for permission to join South Africa's case accusing Israel of genocide in Gaza, which was taken, of course, to The Hague, the international courts. On today, the 8th of September, SAR downplayed the effect of the Spanish government's actions would have on Israel. We're actually not affected at all by Spain, and none of those things they're going to do is going to work. That is called gaslighting, so that they don't do the things that you're saying. If I just tell you doing it won't work, oh, maybe we should stop then. Yeah, it's all political maneuvering. They want to hold our halt defense connections with Israel, SAR told reporters. Who do you think will lose from that? We don't need Spain to protect the land of Israel. That's why I'm sure what you need is the UK to do it. And that's really the pressure here. The more European countries that join in, the more pressure other European countries will join in, and maybe we'll actually get the ones that are affecting the defense connections with Israel, like the UK, like the United States. I don't think the US will ever do it. But I think the UK could be pressured to do it. That's my hope.
The American Nazis, even though they're anti-Jew, would love to see that whole region just erupt in war. So they're definitely in favor of supporting Israel and their stupidity. So you can't count on them for anything. They're anti-Semites, but they'd like to see everybody kill each other. That's their fantasy.
I mean, if you're anti-Semite, seeing a bunch of Semites kill each other is a win in your book, right? Because, I know people don't make this designation, but Semite just means people that are from the Middle East and practice Abrahamic religion. So that's everyone, including Muslims and
Jews in that area,
and the Jews.
It's a general ethnicity more than it is a religion.
Yeah.
But my point is, the Nazis don't care. They'd rather they kill each other. They'd support a total annihilation of everybody. Oh, good, we can drop a bomb on them now. It's basically their end game.
And then clear it out for their own fascist ideas. Give me your next metaphor.
That's who they are. Who said they had to make sense? Like the running of the bulls through the streets of Pamplona. Israel has their own version. It's called the running of the bullshit. And it's quite messy.
The running
quite
of the
messy,
bullshit.
hard to clean up. Quite hard to clean up. Right, so
it's going to be it's going to take years to clean it up.